The door creaked open and I jumped out of my bed, my heart thudding. I knew what was going to happen next. It was Dad!
It's time for a pizza party!
I ran to him giggling when suddenly I felt something pulling me back.
Come on, little feet, move! I want pizza!
Not so fast, wild child. Oh no, it was Nora, my older sister. You've got 1,000 germs on each fingertip, so you need to wash your hands before you eat or you'll get sick. I stomped over the bathroom.
Ugh, party pooper!
Hi everyone, I'm Sienna from Aruba, and today I'm diving into one of the wildest chapters of my life. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to Confession Diary. All right, let's jump in. You see, my parents worked all the time. Mom was a waitress and Dad was a pizza delivery guy. So over time, Nora became kind of my mini-mom. And since she was 6 years older than me, I had to do everything she said. Ever since I can remember, Nora was all about rules and routines, whereas I was the wild child. I was always playing games and getting into fights. But the one thing I loved most, even at 5, was messing around with Mom's makeup. But of course, Nora was always pooping on my parade. Put down Mom's nail polish. This is the expensive one. Clean up your side of the room. Do your homework, C. Eat vegetables. Did you brush your teeth? Ugh, annoying, right? So naturally, I was always annoying her right back.
Nora, do you think I could make the world's biggest booger ball and get in the Guinness Book of World Records?
Yuck, get away from me. Another time I had eaten tons of beans and I was practicing my farts.
Nora, do you smell that? That's my best fart of the day!
Ew! It was a riot and I loved it. You see, even though she was super annoying and we fought a lot, Nora was always there for me, whether it was to cheer me up or chase a rat out of the house. So every night before bed, I'd close my eyes tight, fold my hands, and whisper,
"Thank you for my parents, and thank you for Nora, the best big sister ever. Please always keep her close by. I wouldn't trade her for anything, not even 1,000 puppies."
But as we grew older, Nora and I dove into our own worlds. She was super crazy smart and wanted to get into some fancy college overseas, while yours truly was busy scrolling through TikTok and perfecting her makeup looks. And mind you, it paid off too. By 14, I was the most popular girl at school and one of the prettiest. My grades were just okay, but I had 50,000 TikTok subscribers. I was basically winning at life. Or so I thought. One night, while I was doing a TikTok live, Nora just burst into my room. "I got it! I got the scholarship! I'm going to Europe to study!" I was thrilled and hugged her. "I'm so proud of you!" But as we danced around in excitement, suddenly Nora's face darkened and she looked miserable. "What is it? How am I supposed to go to another country? I don't have a passport. Plane tickets cost a fortune. I need hotel accommodation till my dorm is ready. This is just so frustrating." "Hey, we've got a few months. I'm sure we can find a way." "Forget it. I'll just go to a community college. Mom and Dad have enough on their plates. Don't worry about it." As if! There was no way I was letting my sister's dream slip away after everything she had done for me. So no matter what it took, I would find a way to make it happen. Idea number 1, bake sale. Sure, my cookies turned out like charred hockey pucks, but did that stop me? Nope. I packed them in a cute basket with a sign that read, "Amazing charcoal cookies, great for your skin." Step right up, folks! Healthy charcoal cookies are sold right here. And would you believe it? People actually bought them. But when one brave soul took a bite, their face twisted like they'd bitten into a piece of poop.
I want a refund.
Suddenly, I was being chased by an angry mob. Epic fail. Idea number 2, Sienna's superstar dog grooming. After binge-watching TikTok tutorials, I was ready to turn Fluffy the poodle into a superstar. But instead, I turned her into something straight out of a horror movie.
Oh my God, what have you done to my baby?
And then it hit me. Why not do something I was actually good at? Idea number 3, makeup. So I set up a little glam makeover booth at the park, complete with my best brushes, a mirror, and a cute sign that read, "Makeover is only $10. Help me send my sister to college." I went all out, giving everyone bold lips, sparkly eyes, and even trendy fake freckles. While I worked my magic, Mom and Dad took Nora to get her passport and even joined in to help. After a few months, we raised enough money to send Nora to college. Thank you, Sienna. You're the best. I know. Exactly 1 week later, it was time for Nora to leave.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm so proud of you. Do your best, honey. That's all we expect from you.
As excited as I was for Nora to live her dreams, it kind of hit me hard. Things were changing, and I wasn't sure how I'd manage without my sister by my side. What am I going to do without you? I'm only a phone call away, baby sis. But when Nora left for college, I missed her so much. I even missed her bossiness. At first, we kept in touch constantly, but then her calls and texts got fewer. To keep busy, I poured myself into makeup, filming TikToks so I wouldn't feel the silence at home. My videos started blowing up, my follower count soared, and people loved my work. Hey guys, it's your girl, Cece with another glam doll. Tell me what you think about this look in the comments. But every time I walked past her empty bed, I felt the ache of missing her all over again. But then 2 years later, something amazing happened. On my 16th birthday, I walked through the front door and got the biggest surprise. Nora! I launched myself into her arms. Hey, wild child, I missed you. I missed you too. That night, Mom and Dad stayed home and whipped up Nora's favorite dinner, spaghetti with extra cheese. Total yum. After dinner, Nora and I stayed up late, spilling all the juicy deets, assignments, makeup hacks, and yes, the latest gossip about boys. We talked for hours. And the next day, I had a plan. A brand new amusement park had just opened nearby and I was dying to go. Oh, come on, scaredy cat. It'll be epic. You know I hate heights. Those rides make my stomach queasy. Please. I pouted and I could see I was breaking her down. Huh, gotcha. Later that night, I was practically bouncing off the walls with excitement as we walked through the entrance of the amusement park. I dragged her onto every ride I could find. Each time she was clutching the safety bar, eyes squeezed shut while I screamed my head off, loving every second of it. Then came the ultimate challenge, the cyclone. It was massive, towering above the rest of the park, and I knew we had to try it. Nora looked like she was going to run, but instead she took a deep breath, squeezed my hand. Whew, for you, Sienna. That's the spirit, sis. We strapped in and the ride started moving, spinning us higher and higher. But then I felt it, a jerk. Oh my God, something was wrong. The cyclone jolted violently and we both screamed. Suddenly the ride began to shake and screams erupted from the crowd around us. I felt my heart racing as the world spun wildly. We clung to each other as the ride tilted, pushing Nora closer and closer to the edge. My grip on Nora was slipping and I could see fear in her eyes. Nora, please don't let me go! And then she slipped right out of my hands. Nora! Within minutes, the best night ever had turned into a total nightmare, and I was devastated with guilt. By the time Nora and I got to the hospital, Mom and Dad were already there. They looked horrified, and all I could think was, this was all my fault. I should have never pushed her to go to the park. 3 days later, Nora finally woke up, and I could hear her voice all the way down the hall. Are you serious? I asked for cold water, not this lukewarm toe jam juice. I rushed in and was shocked to see Nora in full-on diva mode glaring at a poor nurse. Without a second thought, I ran to hug her. Oh, Nora, you're awake! She pushed me away. Move, dweeb! Mom gave her the look, the serious one. Nora, don't treat your sister like that. The same sister who landed me in this nightmare? My worst fear was activated. She blamed me. The doctor told Mom that Nora's behavior was shock from the accident and to just give her time for her emotions to balance out. To make Nora feel better, I planned a welcome home party, hoping she'd forgive me. But when she came through the door with Mom and Dad, she glanced at everything for exactly 0.2 seconds, marched right to our room, and began tossing my stuff out like trash. Nora, what are you doing? Like I'd share a room with you. Then she gave me a strange look before she slammed the door in my face. My heart sank faster than the Titanic, and I felt my eyes start to sting.
I'm so sorry, sweetheart. Let's just give her space. We'll clean the attic. You can have your own room.
And by we, Dad really meant me, since Nora's hospital bills had them working extra shifts. So I spent a week cleaning the dusty, spider-infested attic, trying to ignore the hole in my heart. All right, quick question before I continue. Do you guys know about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? The whole deal where Dr. Jekyll, this nice, polite guy, literally transforms into a total jerk, Mr. Hyde? Well, let me tell you, Nora was straight up living that Mr. Hyde vibe. It was like someone pressed the reset button on her and found ways to make my life absolutely miserable. Like changing my toothpaste to shaving cream and tearing up all my homework assignments. It felt like every week she found a new way to mess with me, but a part of me felt as though I deserved it. And that wasn't all. She was hanging out with the bad crowd, sneaking out all night. Heck, she didn't even want to finish college anymore. One evening, I was going home when, out of nowhere, something slimy and fishy fell straight onto me. What in the holy mackerel? A fishnet? Is someone trying to kidnap me? I panicked and began karate chopping the net like a crazy person. The more I chopped, the more tangled I got. Ah, let me go! Just when I was about to fully lose it, I heard a voice.
Whoa, hold on.
I froze. It was the cute neighbor who just moved in a few houses away a couple of days ago.
Oops, sorry about that. I was practicing casting a net, but I bet no fish would be as pretty as this one.
Great, of all the times to get complimented. By the time I finally got untangled from the net, I smelled like I had just crawled out of the ocean. So as soon as I was free, I ran home, too embarrassed. But as soon as I burst through the front door, I was shocked to see a full-blown party by Nora. I tried to sneak past, hoping no one would notice me, but Nora saw me. Hey, Ursula, your smell now matches your face. Totally gross. No, my smell matches your personality. It stinks. For a moment, her icy glare faltered, but I was way too angry to care. What did you say to me, fish face? I said that. Before I could finish, she dumped a bowl of punch on my head. Loser! I lunged at her, but before I could even land a hit, someone scooped me up and flung me out of the house. Out of my own house! And who do I land on? The cute neighbor, of course.
Hey, are you okay?
I was so embarrassed. This was the worst thing ever, right? Well, wrong. Then suddenly it started raining like crazy. I was completely overwhelmed, and before I knew it, I just burst into tears. Why is all of this happening to me? The cute neighbor didn't try to rush me or tell me everything would be fine. He just sat next to me, quiet, letting me cry it out. After a while, he pulled me into a hug. It felt nice, like I wasn't alone. I looked up at him, embarrassed but grateful. Thanks.
No problem. I'm Finn, by the way.
I'm Sienna.
Well, Sienna, you want to come over to my place? You can change out of those wet clothes, and my mom just finished making dinner, if you're hungry.
I wiped my face and nodded. I'd love to. After having an amazing dinner at Finn's place, he told me more about him and his family. They just moved here to start fresh because his dad, a fisherman, got hurt and had to switch jobs. Then I ended up spilling everything to Finn about Nora, the accident, and the guilt.
Look, you're not responsible for what happened to Nora. But maybe you and your parents can talk to her about how it's affecting you.
After our talk, I called my parents and told them everything that happened earlier and everything Nora had been putting me through. The next day, we tried to talk to Nora.
Honey, why are you treating Sienna this way?
Instead of responding, Nora's eyes filled with tears and she stormed off, slamming the door behind her. Mom, do you think Nora will ever come back to how she was? Mom looked at me and I could tell she wasn't sure.
Sweetheart, I sure hope so.
In the weeks that followed, I tried to stay as far from Nora as I could. Finn and I became best friends. He helped me get my grades up, and we even started doing TikTok videos together. His parents helped too, making homemade meals for my family when Mom and Dad worked double shifts. And then something amazing happened. Finn's mom started telling her friends about my makeup videos. And before I knew it, I got my first makeup sponsor. Can you imagine? Me, sponsored! When the first check came in, I used part of it to take our families out for a nice dinner to celebrate. Nora obviously said no, but just when we were about to order dessert, Nora showed up late. She was wearing the kind of tight short dress that could stop traffic, and she immediately glued herself to Finn. Who needs dessert when I've got you here, Finn? Finn, I think you and I will make the perfect couple, don't you think? She was flirting with him, and that made my blood boil. I had had enough. Nora, can you please stop? She looked at me with this cold, amused smirk. Or what? You're gonna fight me for the man of your dreams? Then, as if in slow motion, Nora did the worst thing possible. She pulled out my confession diary, the one place I'd let myself pour out every secret, every thought about Finn, and started reading it out loud. Oh, Finn, how I wish you were mine. Finn, you looked super cute in that jacket today. His dimples are just gorgeous. I wish I could just sink into them. My cheeks burned, and I felt Finn's eyes on me. I wanted to evaporate. Suddenly, my body moved before I knew what was happening. I jumped on Nora and began to pull at her hair like a lunatic. Mom and Dad managed to pry me off, and I stormed outside to cool off. I was pacing and fuming when Finn came out.
Sienna,
Just then, I saw Nora exit the restaurant. I ran to her. Nora! What is your problem? Get off me! Without warning, she pushed me hard. I stumbled backward right into the street. The next thing I knew, there was a blaring horn and blinding headlights heading right at me. I was too scared to move, but then I felt a strong hand pulling me to the sidewalk. Then Finn was beside me as I tried to breathe, still in shock. But as soon as Finn saw I was okay, he got up and left. I was so devastated. This could only mean one thing. He was creeped out by me and my diary. Then I saw Nora just standing there, her face pale and scared. She turned and ran. I didn't feel angry anymore. I just felt worried. That night when I got home, Nora was nowhere to be found. I waited until I heard her sneak into her room. I made my way to her door and heard Nora crying. Nora, I'm coming in. She looked so lost. Sienna, I'm sorry. I don't know why I do these things. It's like I can't stop it. Please help me. But as quickly as her vulnerability showed, she snapped. Get out of my room! Get out! Just before the door slammed, I heard her yell, I'm sorry, Sienna! I rushed to my parents and told them about Nora's weird behavior. I don't think Nora's behavior is just from shock from the accident. I think there's something more to it. My parents agreed to take her to the doctor, who ran some tests and turned out Nora had frontal lobe syndrome. The injury had changed the way her brain worked, affecting her personality and behavior. He explained that while she might never fully recover, medication could help manage her impulses and behaviors. So over the next few weeks, I threw myself into spending time with Nora. It was like we were finally starting to heal, like maybe things could be good again. She even told our parents that she decided to go to college closer to home. I was finally happy again, even though I felt like I had lost Finn. One night, as we were chilling, Nora said something that caught me off guard. Sienna, I'm sorry for reading your diary out loud like that. You've been miserable the past few weeks without Finn. It was like she could see right through me. I missed Finn so much. I'm way too embarrassed to even look him in the face. And I think he's avoiding me too. But you should talk to him. Maybe he feels the same way, but if you don't, you'll be stuck wondering what if forever. I told her I'd think about it and went to sleep. The next morning, Nora burst into my room. Hey, have you seen the Suspect Challenge on TikTok? What? No, I've been too busy for TikTok. Check it out, it's so cool. Nora plopped next to me and showed me her phone. It was her jogging. I chuckled when I suddenly heard something that woke me up. Finn's voice in the background.
Suspect has a beautiful younger sister I really like.
I looked at Nora, surprised, but she just pointed at her phone where now Finn was running. Behind the camera, Nora's voice said, "The suspect is currently on the front lawn, waiting with a bouquet of roses for the girl who's been avoiding him." My heart fluttered. Go get your man. I practically flew out, and there he was, looking as handsome as ever.
Hey, I've been thinking about you a lot. About us. Do you really like me?
Hello? You heard what was in my diary? You're the one ignoring me.
Well, I wasn't sure if Nora was setting you up, and I didn't want to ruin our friendship. But then she told me you wrote it, and I had to ask you. Would you be my girlfriend, and maybe go on a date with me this weekend?
I wrapped my hands around his neck and pulled him close. Suspect has a girlfriend and a date this weekend.